सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार।
नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं हृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
सुन गैया, बोल कन्हैया, कलयुग में गीता श्लोक सिखाया जा रहा है। कहाँ कान्हा? गीता परिवार के ऑनलाइन जूम पर 20 दिनों में 2 अध्यायों का संस्कृत में शुद्ध पठन, गीता गुंजन सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा। साप्ताहिक गीता अर्थ विवेचन सत्र, 4 स्तरों पर संपूर्ण भगवद गीता का निशुल्क प्रशिक्षण, सभी अध्यायों के निशुल्क PDF, ऑडियो व वीडियो सामग्री मिलेगी। संस्कृत व्याकरण के लिए अतिरिक्त कक्षाएं होंगी। जून 2020 से अब तक 131 देशों से 4 लाख से अधिक गीता प्रेमी साधकों को प्रवेश। तो चलो हम भी चलें। reg.learngita.com। आओ हम भी चले, रजिस्टर नाउ। Welcome to free online Geeta classes. It's a journey of mantras. We learn Geeta shloks in 4 levels. In first level, we learn 2 adhyay in 20 days. Then we will get a precious Geeta Gunjan certificate. We conduct extra grammar classes to learn Sanskrit easily. You will get free audio, video and PDF of adhyayas. There are amazing weekly interpretation sessions. This class is conducted 40 minutes a day, 5 days in a week, in 13 time slots and in 12 languages. What are you waiting for? Join fast. Register now on reg.learngita.com. Hurry up and join fast. Jai Shri Krishna. अरे ओ कान्हा, रुक तो जरा, भाग भाग के कहाँ जा रहा है? मैया, गीता परिवार के ऑनलाइन जूम क्लास में गीता सिखाया जा रहा है। मैं वही जा रहा हूँ। जरा यह तो बता, वहाँ होता क्या है? मेरे भक्त गीता का शुद्ध उच्चारण करते हैं, मुझे आनंद आता है। आज ही गीता के श्लोक सीखने के लिए रजिस्टर करें। रजिस्टर नाउ reg.learngita.com। गोपियों, तुम भी चलो गीता सीखने के लिए। मैं आ रहा हूँ।
जब भगवत गीता पढ़ना मैंने आरंभ किया, शुरू में तो मुझे ये लग रहा था कि एक धार्मिक किताब है, हिंदू धर्म का होने के नाते ये सारा मुझे पता होना चाहिए। लेकिन जैसे जैसे मैं अंदर चलता गया, वैसे वैसे अंदरूनी बदलाव आता गया। कोई कहता है भगवान मिलेंगे गीता पढ़ने से, मुझे मिल चुके। कहाँ है भगवान? भगवत गीता स्वयं कहती है कि मैं तो बीज प्रदाता हूं। भगवान ने बीज प्रदान हम लोगों को किया, अंश रूप से वो हमारे अंदर स्थापित हो गए, और वो अंश रूप जो है वो हमारा आत्मा। क्या हम आत्मा से अंदर से संतुष्ट है? ये संतुष्टि का अभ्यास करना पड़ता है। देह तो मंदिर है भगवान, देह भी सुंदर होना चाहिए, देह सुदृढ़ होना चाहिए, देह लचीला होना चाहिए, फुर्तीला होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मंदिर साफ नहीं रखेंगे तो भगवान अंदर बैठेंगे कैसे। और इसलिए नित्य योग तो करना ही चाहिए। और भगवत गीता योग भी सिखाती है, अष्टांग योग सिखाती है, कैसे बैठना है ये भी सिखाती है, कैसे सांस लेना ये भी सिखाती है। लेकिन यदि अंतिम कोई संदेश है भगवत गीता का तो वो ये है, तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मां अनुस्मरयत् मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धिर मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्। असंशय यदि मुझे प्राप्त होना है तो उसके लिए क्या करना होगा? मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धिर, मन और बुद्धि अर्पण करके, तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु नित्य युक्ता उपासते, ये जो बात है कि मैं सदा सर्वदा उसके चिंतन में लगा रहूं, मन और बुद्धि से लगा रहूं, और युद्ध के समय पर तो ज्यादा लगा रहूं।
संग्राम में जीवन धरा
संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा।
जय श्री कृष्ण। अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवन कृशानं ज्ञानिनामग्रणं सकल गुण निधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपति प्रिय भक्तं वातजातं नमामि। Jai Shri Krishna. Million of salutations to the most respected Swami Govind Devgiri Ji Maharaj. On behalf of the Geeta Parivar, I Suresh Vyas welcome all the sadhaks to the interpretation session of the chapter 3rd, part 1. Let us start the session with a prayer. It is not only necessary to have a temple for prayer, but it is also very important to have a clean mind. Prayer strengthens a person's self-confidence and it contains invisible power. Prayer teaches us to move forward with full force by making you hopeful even when you are surrounded by extreme despair. I would like to call Bade Vilas ji for opening prayer. Vilas Bhaiya is from village Gawandra district, Beed, Maharashtra. He is with Geeta Parivar since 2021 and serving as a tech assistant and trainer. Bhaiya, please come forward and start session with prayer. Welcome, Vilas Bhaiya.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं, कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं, कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Vilas Bhaiya, for a melodious prayer. The lamp is a symbol of light, that the light is of knowledge. We get complete knowledge from God, that why there is a tradition of lightning lamp. For today's Deep Prajalan, I would like to call Rekha Maru Didi. Didi is from Viratnagar, Nepal, and joined Geeta Parivar since 2020. She is also serving as a trainer in our Nepali batches. Didi, please come forward and do Deep Prajalan, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for lighting the beautiful lamp. Now it is time to let us welcome such a multi-dimensional personality today, Vikas Vaidya ji, who is not only an engineer but also a spiritual interpreter who is enlightening knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā between sadhaks. Vikas Vaidya Bhaiya is BE Mechanical, PGDBM, and running a small IT company based in Pune. Bhaiya is trainer in Geeta Parivar for L1 to L4 and involved in trainer selection and trainer training for L1 to L4. He also involved in teaching and vivachan of Vishnu Sahasranam as a member of Pune Geeta Parivar and guiding Geeta Vrati to prepare for Sringeri Peeth Geeta exams. Welcome, Vikas Bhaiya. Please come and enlighten with your knowledge.
जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण. जय श्री कृष्ण. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल. स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन करते हुए विल स्टार्ट आवर फर्स्ट सेशन ऑफ थर्ड अध्याय कर्म योगा, one of the most important adhyayas of Geeta. Now this I will say for every adhyay, so get used to this sentence that this is a very important adhyay. Okay, now let us start. What is the background of third adhyay? The background of third adhyay is obviously first and second adhyay. As we have seen in Adhyaya 1, Arjuna was very much reluctant. He was very much against taking up the battle and gave several reasons to Lord Shri Krishna as to how disastrous it will be if we take up this war. And ultimately, we will not gain anything out of this war. This was the conclusion of Arjuna. Shri pashyami hatva swajanamahave. I don't see anything good happening to us by killing our own people. And then ahobat mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. See, surprising that we have prepared ourselves to kill our own people. And in second adhyaya, Arjuna goes to the extent of saying that Shriyo bhuktum bhakshamapi loke. I'll prefer to beg and live my life rather than fighting this war. And at the end, he announces in second adhyaya that Nayod Sita Govinda. I am not going to fight this war. Final decision. I am not going to fight the war. So in Adhyaya 2, in some shlokas, Paramatma, that means Lord Sri Krishna, has praised the Jnana Yoga, knowledge, wisdom, and said, Durena Yavaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. That means Sakam Karma, Arjuna, are very, very inferior to Jnana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. Tasmat Yoga Yujjasva Yoga Karma Kaushalam. You learn equanimity of intellect, equanimity of samatha, buddhi, that means samatha buddhi. Learn the technique of being equanimous for all situations of sukha, dukkha, labh, hani, jay, parajay, all that. Learn that technique. And then you can lead to the path of salvation, liberation. Now, Arjuna picked up this particular shloka and he said, now he is of the opinion that, okay, this is the easier option then. I don't have to take up the war. I need to go to a guru, give him service, render him service, learn some jnana from him, and proceed on my path of liberation, salvation, moksha, whatever you call it. But in some shlokas, Krishna had said good things about karma yoga also. So this was confusing for Arjuna. Sometimes Sri Krishna is saying buddhi yoga, jnana yoga is good. Sometimes he is saying karma yoga is good. He went to the extent of telling that with jnana yoga, you can attain the salvation, liberation. But then again he comes back on karma yoga. So this seesaw situation, Arjuna got confused, thoroughly confused. And then he asked some questions to Lord Krishna in this adhyaya. The first two shlokas are from Arjuna asking such questions. First two shlokas we'll take together. They are related to each other. So first shloka, Shri Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Athat Tridiyodhyāyah Arjuna Uvaca Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhir-Janardana Tatking Karmani Ghore Man Niyojeti Keshava Vyamishreneva Vakyena Buddhim Mohayasiva Me Tadekam Vada Nishchitya Yena Shreyo Hamapnuyam. So Vyamishreneva. Before that, the first shloka of this adhyaya, Jayasi. Jayasi means better. Karmana. Karmana is Sakam Karma. Mata is to consider. Buddhi is of course intelligence. Karmani in karma. Ghore. Ghore means ghastly, bad, cruel. Niyojayasi. To get involved, to plan something. So first shloka, Sri Arjuna says, O Janardana, O Keshava, if in your opinion, knowledge, wisdom is superior to karma, superior to action, then why do you want to engage me in this ghastly karma? That means why should I not follow the path of Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and pursue the path of achieving, obtaining knowledge, wisdom by going to a guru? That path is better, no? Because you have praised Jnana Yoga so much. But on the other side, you want me to take this karma, and that karma also is ghastly karma of killing my own people. So I'm getting confused. And this confusion he expresses in the second shloka. Vyamishraneva vakyena buddhi mohiyasivame tadaikam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuya. Your equivocal language, instructions about karma yoga and buddhi yoga, karma yoga, buddhi yoga, is thoroughly confusing me. I am getting confused. Therefore, please tell me decisively with certainty which is the best path for me to follow. You ask your friend, from Pune, I want to go to Mumbai. How do I go? Your friend says, okay, you go to Pune railway station. From there, you get umpteen number of trains for going to Mumbai. Then, in a moment, he says, or okay, you can do one thing. You can take a cab. You can go by taxi, much faster. Before you respond to him, he says, or why don't you take a flight? It takes only 15-20 minutes to reach Mumbai. You can take flight also. Or why don't you go by that Asiad bus? That is cheaper and better also. So you get thoroughly confused. What exactly I am supposed to do? I have asked for something and you are giving me so many solutions and this is also good, that is also good. You get confused. So same way, Arjuna got confused. He wanted to achieve the best for himself in his life and he wanted to know which path to follow. Now in this case, Lord Shri Krishna in second adhyay has never said this, which Arjuna has said, that he has said that Jnana Yoga is superior to Karma Yoga and all that. He had given a statement that Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are two different paths for achieving the same destination. Nothing is inferior, nothing is superior. So Arjuna is asking this question in these first two shlokas to Shri Krishna, that I am confused. At first you said that path of knowledge is the best. Then you said path of Nishkam Karma Yoga is the best. I don't know what to make out of all this. If Nishkam Karma Yoga is so superlative, then why do you praise Jnana Yoga so much? That will lead to Paramgati instantaneously, you say. Now, those of you who have studied Adhyay 2 will remember that Shri Krishna had repeatedly praised Jnana Yoga, saying that it is so great that it destroys the seeds of ignorance in us. After you get the Jnana, your seeds of ignorance get thoroughly destroyed, which means that the mind never gets deluded by this material world anymore. That is the effect of Jnana once you obtain that. Now Arjuna says to Shri Krishna that if the path of knowledge is so excellent, then why don't you allow me to trade on that path? Why are you asking me to do Nishkam Karma instead? And especially when this karma is so dreadful that it means killing of my own friends, own relatives and my gurus as well. Now we know that Arjuna was of sattvic disposition. He was a thorough gentleman. Sattvic disposition. He had liking for the war at all. And let us understand that he had all the genuine reasons to fight the war against Kauravas. Few of the reasons: repeated attempts had been made to kill him and his brothers. Their rights were consistently denied. His beloved wife Draupadi had been outrageously humiliated and attempt had been made to disrobe her publicly. He had so many legitimate reasons to fight the war, but still he did not want to fight. This shows how pure mind his was. In contrast, let us introspect where we stand matter. Many people, many of us also included, we never remember the words of wisdom spoken by our own guru. We don't remember them. We listen to them and then we forget about it. But some people, in fact all of us, we never forget a bad remark which someone had made about us decades ago. 20 years ago, this fellow had called me a Buddhu. You don't understand anything. That you remember even for 20 years. But the good words of wisdom spoken by your own guru, you don't remember. So if you are constantly looking for reasons to get disturbed, agitated and angry, then who can help you? Such an individual will always be upset about something or the other. But as I said, did Krishna really say in Adhyay 2 that the path of knowledge was superior to Nishkam Karma Yoga? This is an important point which we'll discuss in the next few shlokas of this Adhyay. See, you hear what you want to hear. This is the psychology of human beings. You hear what you want to hear and not what has been actually said. You become an expert in deriving the meaning which you want from whatever has been spoken by others. You draw your own meanings convenient to you. Others may be speaking anything, but you draw whatever is convenient for you. If you are angry with someone, everything that person does will make you angry. Then let it be how he talks, how he walks, how he eats, everything about him will make you angry. Because you have already decided to be angry with him. Arjuna had already decided not to take up the war. So he took the meaning, what he wanted to draw from Sri Krishna shlokas. On the contrary, if you are fond of someone, then you are not upset with him or her, even if he or she misbehaves with you. This is the part of human psychology. Arjuna says, if the path of knowledge is so excellent, then let me follow this path, meditate and get established in the divine. Why do you ask me to fight? Why are you asking me to commit such a horrific karma? Arjuna had said earlier also that he was confused. Now he says, yeah, I am more confused. Earlier also he was confused. Now he is more confused. He is requesting Krishna to decide what is appropriate for him once and for all, and tell him decisively what is in his best interest, what he should do. So these are the first two shlokas. Let us proceed on to third shloka, which Paramatma is replying to Arjuna's two questions. Third shloka, Śrī-Bhagavānuvaca Lokesmin vividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. Loke means in this world, asmin is this, vividha is two types. Pura is in the past, earlier. Prokta is to say. Anagha is someone sinless, nishpap. Arjuna has been called nishpap, anagha. Jnana yogena, by following the process of knowledge, jnana yoga. Sankhyanam, the jnana yogi. Karma yogena, the process of karma yoga. Yoginam, of the karma yogi. So Arjuna had asked the question in first two shlokas. Paramatma is replying, Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two kinds of men. That is, two classes of thoughts, two classes of men in this world. Some having faith in knowledge, follow the path of Jnana Yoga for self-realization, and some having faith in karma, follow the path of Karma Yoga. As simple as that. So this is the reply from Lord Krishna to Arjuna's question, that both are leading you to the same destination of self-realization. Nothing superior, nothing inferior. Lord says there are only two paths one can follow, and he says he is not saying anything new. Jnanis have already said the same thing in the past, Pura. The path of knowledge is followed by Jnanis, and the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga is followed by Karma Yogis. What is the difference? In Karma Yoga, there is predominance of Kshara, that means perishable, the world around us. That is the dominance of that. While in Jnana Yoga, there is predominance of Akshara, that means the embodied soul or the imperishable. This is the difference between Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Karmas are done for the world, Jnana is attained for the embodied soul or the Paramatma. Krishna says, those who have the right to perform Jnana Yoga should follow that. And those having right to perform Karma Yoga should follow Karma Yoga. Only one specific path will lead you to supreme Paramgati. God doesn't insist like this. God doesn't insist that you follow only Karma Yoga, you follow only Jnana Yoga, not insisting on anything. As per our samskars of past lives, those who are intelligent in Adhyatma, those who have the requisite inquisitiveness about soul, about the super soul, about the Jivatma and about Paramatma, they are destined to follow the Jnana Yoga. Adhyaya 6 says how our next lives also take us on the same path which we were treading on our earlier life. We start from the point from where we left. So you had earned some Jnana in your earlier life. You start treading on that path from the point where you left in your earlier life. So those are the samskars. Those are your past karmas. Now they are destined to follow the Jnana Yoga, those who have this kind of sanskars of Jnana. But those who do not carry such sanskars, those who cannot easily understand the Tattva Jnana of Paramatma, but even then they have the desire to attain that Atma Jnana, self-realization. For them, God says, Karma Yoga is the path. Now, karma may appear inferior to Jnana, but common people need to follow Karma Yoga path only. You see, crossing the river is not difficult for one who knows the swimming. But one who does not know swimming, for him, he has to first do the karma of learning swimming. If he jumps directly into the water without learning, without doing the karma of learning, you know what will happen to him. So, doing some karma is essential before you even think of jnana. Sankhya Yogi, Jnana Yogi, his main focus is to remain cut off, aloof from the material world and constantly practice sacrificing the needs. That is called Jnana Nishtha. To remain cut off, aloof from the material world and to constantly practice sacrificing the needs, sacrificing the kamanas, desires, requirements. This is called Jnana Nishtha, pursuing the path of Jnana, neglecting the path of karma. And karma nishtha involves nishkam karma, that means vasana rahit karma. While performing prescribed duties of, say, your job or business, and simultaneously practicing detachment from the worldly attachment is karma yoga. You continue to do your daily routine work, but while doing that work, keep practicing detachment from the worldly attachment. That is the name of karma yoga. God is referring to these two nishtha in this shloka, karma nishtha and jnana nishtha. By the way, nishtha means the path that leads you to liberation, salvation, or moksha, whatever you call it. So karma also takes you there, and jnana also takes you there. We go to first shloka. न कर्मणामनारंभा नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोष्णुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति. No, not. Karmanam, your prescribed duties, kartavya karma, anarambhat, without making the beginning. Ashtute, ashtute means to eat, but here the meaning is to achieve, to experience. Naishkarmyam, freedom from return or reward of karma. That is the Naishkarmya sthiti, where you don't expect anything from your karmas. Sannyasanat, by giving up, by relinquishing, or by renunciation, whatever you call it. Siddhim, the success, the perfection, samadhi gacchati, to attain. So Paramatma says, na karmanāmanārambhā naishkarmyam purushoštate na cha sannyasanādeva siddhim samadhi gacchati. Unless a man makes the beginning of action, he cannot experience, he cannot achieve nishkam karma. Action without expectation or return or reward is called nishkam karma. And by merely giving up or renunciation of karma, that means action, he cannot attain param gati or perfection or siddhi. Now, when does the karma start? In our life, when does the karma start? Right from the birth. In fact, to be precise, it starts right from the child, when the child is in the mother's womb. A 3-month-old fetus moves his limbs and turns in the womb as if he is dancing. So karma starts right when you are in the womb of your mother. It blinks its eyes, moves his limbs, and even sucks his thumb. So even before the baby is born, the karma has already commenced, right in the mother's womb. It may sound strange, but the process is do the karma and then intelligently, quietly come out of it. Means you put your hand in the mud and then clean it. Arjuna's question is just that. Why should I put my hand in this ghastly karma of war? It is a mud. Why should I put my hand in that mud of ghastly karma? Shri Krishna says, unless you perform your prescribed karma, you don't get qualified for jnana nishtha. all the happenings in life making us frequently happy and unhappy, distressed, they are merely coming in life to test us and to train us. Our journey in Jnana Nishtha depends on how we perform while performing our prescribed duty and how we respond to conflicting situations of Sukha Dukkha. And this is Adhyatma. This is Adhyatma. Running away from your duty does not fit in the definition of Adhyatma. You see, the flow of river has to travel a long distance for attaining or becoming one with the sea. Similarly, for attaining Jnana, you have to take the support of Karma Yoga. You can attain Jnana Nishtha after Karma Nishtha. Path of Jnana is of course very tough, difficult, depends on your past sanskars as well, and common people cannot tread on this path so very easily. And while doing karma, one has to take one care. If you remove the two poisonous teeth while doing karma, which are the two poisonous teeth? Imagine it's a snake. Karma is a snake. It has two poisonous teeth. What are their names? Karma phala asakti, that means return reward expectation, and kartutva bhiman, the false pride of doership. If you remove these two poisonous teeth, then such karmas do not create bondage and do not create obstacles in your path of moksha. So keep treading on the path of karma yoga by removing these two poisonous teeth, and then you don't get bondage because of your karma, and nobody can stop your journey on the path of moksha. Now, performing prescribed duties means marching ahead on the path of moksha. Like the lotus that blossoms in the mud, similarly, remaining on the path of karma, that is mud, one needs to parallelly develop that jnana nishtha, that lotus. It may be mud, you may think this world of karma is a mud, but you have to still live with that. In mud, that lotus of jnana nishtha, it comes out. The mud does not spoil the lotus. Similarly, the karmas that we do not make the gyan inferior. The gyan remains of its top quality only. Moreover, unless you do karma and experience the resulting sukha and dukkha, favorable, unfavorable, happiness, unhappiness, these contradicting situations, unless you face that, which you face only after doing karma, how will you know that you have remained equipoised in all situations? As I said, all these incidences of happiness and unhappiness, sadness come in our life to train us, to test us. So how can you test yourself if you don't do the karma? That you remain equipoised in all contradicting situations. That is why doing karma is a self-test as well. Okay, we go to the next shloka now, 5th shloka. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krut karyate yavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Nahi kaschit, anyone. Kshanam, kshanam is the moment. Jatu, in any condition at any time. Jatu, tishtati, to remain. Akarmakrut, akarmakrut, without doing some action, without doing some karma. Karyate, gets the action done. Karyate. Avasha, helplessly or controlled by the nature. Prakriti. Sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Sarva is all. Prakriti jai. Prakriti jai means born out of prakriti, born out of nature. Gunai, the gunas of prakriti, which are namely sattva guna, rajaguna, and tamoguna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of inertia or mode of ignorance. That is tamoguna. So Paramatma says in this shloka, no one in any condition at any time can remain without doing any karma. No one. Because everyone is forced to helplessly follow the three gunas of prakriti, sattva, rajo, tamo. of the nature and act according to their dominance at given time. Sometimes you are in a good mood, sattvic mood, you do sattvic karma, your mood changes, you want to enjoy the life, you want to enter into sense gratification, you become Rajasi, you perform Rajasi karma, then Tamasi also, maybe again come back to sattvic. So this activity chain continues throughout the life. Paramatma says, he's telling the simple truth that you cannot refrain from doing action even for a moment. You cannot renounce actions, not possible. We are all born due to some action of our parents. So when the body itself is born out of some action, then can any person even think that he will remain inactive? Your body itself is a result of action. So how can you say that I will remain inactive? It's impractical. In this shloka, God is saying that Prakriti's three gunas, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, are responsible for functioning of your body. What is the body anyway? It is nothing but the gross counterpart of your mind. It is the perceptible material form of your mind. Mind is imperceptible, body is perceptible. But it is the material form of your own mind. And what is mind? It is the imperceptible, subtle form of your own body. That is why all that is present in your mind gets reflected in your body. Your body, your face clearly mirrors the anger, the lethargy, the lust, and the greed present in your mind. People can read your face and tell what kind of person you are, because your body is showing your mind. Your body is showing your mind. Furthermore, your face also indicates sometimes the lack of your intelligence. You listen to some great scholar, you show outwardly that yes, I am understanding everything, but your face shows that you are not understanding much of it. However hard you may try to cover it up, but your face will speak the truth that you are not understanding much of it. So, body is showing the mind. Body is the perceptible form of your own mind. Try it sometime. This is a mind game sort of. When you are feeling low or gloomy, someday we do feel like that. Either do some aerobic exercises or do some Surya Namaskar very swiftly. If you don't know Surya Namaskar or if you don't know aerobic exercise, just dance to some fast beat of music. Within minutes, you will feel better and your mood will improve due to the released happy chemicals called endorphins from your own body. You are taking action and curing yourself. The cure lies within you. If you sit idle, that cure will not happen. You want to cure your low or gloomy mood, dance. Cure yourself. Within minutes, you will feel better and your mood will also improve due to that release of happy chemicals which is there in your own body. The children, therefore, they are always happy because they are always active. Moving hand like this, dancing here, laughing unnecessarily, they are always active. That's why they are happy. We, with long face, keep talking serious things without action. So we are not so happy all the time. Our mind and body are born from Prakriti only. And due to effect of Prakriti's three gunas, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, activities will keep on occurring in your body and in your mind. You cannot simply prevent these actions. So, nahi kashchit kshanamapi jatudishtakta karma upar karite yavashat karma sarva prakriti jairgunai. It is all Prakriti, it is all nature. Okay, we go to next shloka now, sixth one. Paramatma says, Karmendriyani sayyamya yaste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. When I started learning Bhagavad Gita, this was the shlok when I read. I realized that Bhagavad Gita is not something which is only for scholars. It is not a theoretical exercise. It's a practical guide on how to live the life. This is slap on our face, this shloka. Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudatma mithyacharasa uchyate. Karmendriyani, all the senses, working senses as well as knowledge senses, Jnanendriya as well as Karmendriya. Our speech, our hand, our foot, everything, ear, skin, eye, taste, whatever, all indriyas. Sanyamya, controlling. Aste, to remain. Manasa, by the mind. Smaran, smaran is to do smaran, that means to think of. Indriyarthan, indriyartha is the sense objects. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. These are the sense objects of our senses. Mithyachar, cheating, uchyate, is called. So Paramatma says in this shloka that one who restrains, controls his senses forcefully and keep them away from their respective sense objects. You force your eyes not to see something. You force your ears not to hear something. You force your tongue not to taste something. This is forcing the indriyas and keeping them away from their sense objects. So people are successful in doing it, forcefully of course, but they keep thinking about those very subjects mentally which they have avoided their senses to go to. Paramatma says, such a person is fooling himself and he is trying to fool me also. This is mithyachar. This is hypocrisy. This is mithyachar. I don't accept it. Paramatma doesn't like outward change in you. You show that I am doing upvasa and you are thinking of eating. Paramatma doesn't like it. So whatever you are, you have to be doing it mentally as well. Mano nigraha is as important as indriya nigraha. Paramatma says, I tell you my example. I decided one day that from next Thursday, I will start doing upvasa. Throughout the day, I will not eat anything. And then I told my wife, from next Thursday, I will be doing upvasa, fasting. I will not eat anything throughout the day. Only in the evening at 7 o'clock, after sunset, I will eat something. Okay, wife said to me. Every wife knows her husband very well. She knows whether this guy can do it or he cannot do it. But she said, okay, you do it. Thursday came, early morning, I announced, today is my upvasa fasting day. I am not going to eat. Okay, fine. 9 o'clock, everybody is at the breakfast table. I am not there because I am fasting. Very good. 10, 11, 12, 1. Everybody is on the dining table, taking the lunch. I am not there. I am just watching. People are eating. I am watching. I am feeling very, very hungry. But I cannot eat because I have already announced I am fasting. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I tell my wife, I am going to feel extremely hungry by 7 o'clock. I am feeling hungry, in fact, now also. So, at 5 o'clock, you should go to the sweet mart near our house, that Vaibhav Sweets. Go to him at 5 o'clock. He fries jalebis in pure ghee. Get half kg of those jalebis. And at the same time, get half a dozen of kachori samosas also for me. I'll be feeling very hungry and I want to eat all that. 3 o'clock, I remind my wife. You remember, no? You have to go to that sweet mart? Yes. 4 o'clock, I remind. And when it is 5 o'clock, I almost shout at my wife, saying, oh my God, it is already 5 o'clock. You have not gone to the sweet mart. You should go there now. Everything will get exhausted if you don't go now. I'll be feeling very hungry and I want all those items. So when I say this to my wife, I must have realized, which I did not, unfortunately, that externally, forcefully, I have restrained my tongue from eating. I have not eaten anything, honestly. From morning till evening that time, I have not eaten anything. But mentally, I am always eating. I have eaten half kgs of jalebis. I have eaten half a dozen samosas and kachoris. So mentally, I am not doing fasting. Paramatma says, this is mithyachar, hypocrite. You are fooling yourself and you are trying to fool me also. So a man of foolish understanding who cannot distinguish real from unreal he restrains his senses forcibly from running after the sense objects. Sense objects are sound, touch, form, taste and smell. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. But mentally, he thinks of objects of enjoyment with his mind and assumes that he is doing nothing. He is actionless. Such a person is called a hypocrite. According to Geeta, actions of body, speech and mind are all karmas. 18th Adhyaya says, Sharira Vang Mano Viryat Karma Prarabdhe Nara. Sharir, Vak means your Vani, your speech and mind. Anything happening, any kriya happening in any of these three is called karma. So no point in saying that I did not do anything, I just thought about doing it. You thought about it now, your thought is considered as karma. I have only spoken about it, I did not do anything. You're talking about it is your karma. So this is the lesson we get, and this is a wonderful shloka. I fell in love with Bhagavad Gita when I read this shloka first. That yes, this is the real teaching for human beings how to live the life. This is a lesson. That day onwards, if I do fasting on say Ekadashi day, I'd never think of eating. So the lessons we have to learn from Bhagavad Gita are like this. Bhagavad Gita is not something which is beyond understanding. You have to understand and draw meaning that is there for you to follow in your day-to-day life. Complexities, forget about complexities. There are no complexities, honestly. But every shloka you read of Bhagavad Gita, it gives you some lesson. If we try to follow at least 2, 3, 5 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, our life will change. So, the worldly pleasures which can be enjoyed externally can as well be enjoyed internally, mentally, I mean. As external pleasures, when we enjoy, they leave their influence on our mind and body, both. Similarly, the internal pleasures which we are enjoying in our mind only, they also leave some signs of influence on our mind and body as well. External pleasures can be controlled, restrained by discrimination, by our Vivek Buddhi. It is not correct. Don't look at this like that. Or thinking of the adverse social consequences. What will happen if I really do this? Or to maintain the social decorum. For example, in a gathering of people, there is one beautiful lady, you are looking at her constantly. Then you realize this is not a good social practice to look at women like this. You restrain yourself. And then you tell yourself, see, I have controlled myself. I'm not looking at her anymore. Arey bhai, but mentally you are thinking about it. No, what about that? So Paramatma calls it as a mithyachar. And in having internal pleasures, there is no obstacle, there is no social stigma, no social decorum involved. If you think mentally, how other people will know what you are thinking mentally? So there is no social decorum involved, no restriction at all on what you think. So a person who goes on enjoying these pleasures with his mind and develops a false pride that he has removed these pleasures. He is not. Mentally, he is involved in it. Thus, the internal pleasures, they prove more fatal than the external pleasures. External pleasures, he has to give up now or after some time. Internal pleasures, there is no time limit, there is no restriction, no obstacle. Therefore, the person should very carefully restrain his mind from thinking of objects of enjoyment. Paramatma says, if you do it, it is a mithyachar. I don't like it. Okay, we go to 7th shloka now. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya arabhaterjuna karmendriyah karma yogam asaktasya vishishyate. Ya means the sarvanam in Sanskrit. Ya means one who, indriyani, the senses, manasa, by the mind, niyamya, to regulate, to restrain, to control, arabhate, to begin, to start, karmendriya, our active senses, Karma Yogam, the devotion of Karma Yoga, Asakta, that means without attachment. Visheshyate, by far the better, the superior. So Paramatma says, on the other hand, one, the sincere person who regulates, restrains his senses through his mind and begins his Karma Yoga through them, through these very senses, without keeping any expectations of returns or rewards. That means he enters into Nishkam Karma Yoga, he is by far the superior. Earlier shloka says, Karmendriyane Sayyamya Aste Mansa Smaran Indriyathan Vimudhatma Mithyachara Sauchyate. In this shloka, Paramatma shows the power of mind. If mentally you can restrain your senses, then you can enter into Karma Yoga. So if a striver, a person he is eager to get salvation, moksha, then first thing is he should have that strong desire in him, eagerness for salvation or moksha. Then there is generosity in his nature to help others, and there is compassion in his heart. That means he gets happy with the happiness of others and he becomes sad with suffering of others. This latter is difficult. We can become happy with others' happiness, but rather the other way, we can become sad in others' sufferings. If somebody is suffering, we can become sad. Okay, we express our sympathies for him. But when others are happy, are we genuinely happy? My neighbor has bought a car, I don't have. My neighbor has got second house, I don't have. His happiness may make you unhappy. But this yogi who is striving for salvation, moksha, he has to be generous in his thinking. There should be compassion in his heart. That means he gets happy with the happiness of others and becomes sad with the suffering of others. So a striver having these three traits, which three traits? Eagerness for salvation or moksha, generosity in the nature, and compassion in the heart. If he has these three attributes, he becomes eligible for Karma Yoga. He can easily practice Karma Yoga with these three traits in his life. In Karma Yoga, there is one division of Karma and another division of Yoga. Yoga means connection. Proper utilization of one's things, capabilities like power, position, ability, and rendering service to the people. This is the duty part, the karma part. You are doing karma for the people surrounding you, for the world. And by discharging one's duties, there is disunion, that means disconnection from the assumed union with the material world. You are not working for yourself. You are not working for yourself. You are working with Nishkam Buddhi, Nishkam intellect for others. When you work for others, your interest in that increases more, and then you get detached from the world. If you work with selfish intent, then you are more and more involved with the material world. But when you have no selfish intent, that means you are trying to disconnect yourself from the material world. This is called yoga. So this disconnection from the assumed union with the material world is the yoga part of Karma Yoga. Duty, that means karma that we do, has its relation with the world, and yoga is having relation with the God. Karma, keep doing it for the world. By doing that with Nishkam intellect, you get connected with the Paramatma. So karma and yoga, two sides, two divisions of the same Karma Yoga. Okay, we go to next shloka, 8th shloka now. Niyatang guru karmatvam karmajyayoya karmanaha sharirayatra pichate na prasiddheda karmanaha. Paramatma says further that you engage yourself in performing the duties described in our Vedas, in our Shastras, by our Gurus, because doing so is better than doing nothing. Akarmana. Akarmana is doing nothing. Doing these karmas which are prescribed for you is always better than doing nothing. One cannot even maintain his body if it doesn't work. Sharira Yatra. Sharira Yatra is to maintain the body. You cannot attain that siddhi of maintaining Shri Yatra also if you don't work, if you don't act. See, we keep doing karma time and again. The Lord says here to Arjuna that perform your prescribed duty as sanctioned by Vedas, by your gurus, by the society, and you are a Kshatriya. Then fulfill the duty of a Kshatriya. Why? Because doing so is better than doing nothing. See, one set of karma known as Vidhayak karma, prescribed duty. This Vidhayak karma or prescribed duty are those which are sanctioned by the scriptures. In all the roles that we play in our day-to-day life, father, brother, husband, neighbor, co-worker, each role has a prescribed set of duties. These are our Vidhayak karma, which we need to do, we should do. As a father, you have to take care of our children. As a husband, you have to take care of your wife. As a son, you have to take care of your parents. So these roles define your prescribed duties. And you have to perform those prescribed duties which are sanctioned by scriptures, by Vedas, by society, by your gurus, everyone. Then there is another set of karma which are known as Nishiddha karma, which are deplored, that is banned by scriptures. Don't do this. Don't do this. That category of work, karma. This has been banned by scriptures, Vedas, by gurus, and by society as well. We will not speak more about those Nishiddha karma. Everyone knows what those Nishiddha karmas are. And there is third type of karma, that is called akarma, which we will discuss in the coming shlokas of this adhyaya. So there is karma, which is sakam karma, there is vidhayak karma, and there is akarma, and nishiddha karma, of course. So these are the types of karmas which we'll discuss in the forthcoming shlokas of this adhyaya. Paramatma says, stop yourself from doing nishiddha karma by using your intellect and by using your discriminative wisdom. Discriminative wisdom is your viveka buddhi. And do the vidhayak karma. For example, serving your elders, waking up early in the morning, doing some meditation, offering prayers to the God, doing some japa, tapa or meditation, doing some kind of charity, helping the sick people, showing kindness to everyone. These are the vidhayak karmas. On the contrary, actions which are motivated by our greed and our lust, our strong desires, like eyeing the property of somebody else, looking at somebody's wealth and trying to think how I can grab that, stealing, killing, misbehavior with women, these are all nishiddha karmas. Lying, jhoot bolna, that lying is also a nishiddha karma. But now people find it very difficult to refrain from lying. They will say, wo to mushkil hai, I cannot do that. At times I have to do, jhoot bolna padta hai, kya kare? But this is also nishiddha karma. And hypocrisy, the dambha, that means what you are not showing that. What you are not, that you are showing. So this is also a nishiddha karma. In short, do what ought to be done and refrain from doing that which should not be done. Use this viveka buddhi throughout your life. If you follow this small prescription, then you will lead your life in the best possible way. Do what you have to do. Don't do what you don't have to do. Simple. So this is the message of this shloka. We go to next shloka now. Yajñārthāt karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Yajñārthāt, only for yajna. Bhagavad-gītā says yajna means your kartavya karma. Yajna means not only burning the fire and offering some material in that like til or ghee and all that. That is one kind of yajna. But Bhagavad-gītā interprets yajna as your karma, your kartavya karma, your prescribed duties. Karmana, other than work. Anyatra, anyatra is other work. Ayam, this karma bandhana, the bondage that your karma puts on you. Tadartham, for that yajna. Kaunteya, of course, Kunti Putra Arjuna, Mukta Sangha, free from attachment. Mukta Sangha, Samachara, do it nicely, perfectly. So Paramatma says that, you see, yajna in Gita, as I said, is your prescribed duty. Like serving your parents is a yajna. Taking care of sick neighbors is a yajna. We keep performing such yajnas day in and day out, every day. All vidhayak karma happening through our body is yajna. Lighting fire and offering some items like I said, til or ghee in that fire is not the only meaning of yajna. Your entire life is a yajna, and this entire world is a yajna. And in this yajna of world, your karma is your sacrificial offering. World is a yajna, your karmas is a offering in that yajna, like you offer til or ghee in that fire of yajna. Your karmas, your offering in the yajna of this world. God says, one who regards his entire life as yajna and keeps offering his karmas in that yajna without return reward expectation, then all his actions will keep him unbonded. Karma other than your vidhayak karma will put you on the bondage. It will put a bondage on you. Yajnarthat karmano anyatra. Your yajnarthat, your kartavya karma, other than kartavya karma, will put a bondage on you. Karma vandana. And coming to think of it, what is mine? Neither the body, nor the mind, nor the people related to this body are mine. Neither the earth, nor the sky, neither the five sense objects of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are mine, nor the three gunas, Sattva, Rajatamo, are mine. This is all Prakritis, this is all nature. Or the gods. Prakriti is also a form of God only. Everything belongs to the Almighty God. Such a person who thus sees his life as a yajna, and he considers his life as a gift received from Paramatma, from the God, he remains unattached and unbonded, Paramatma says. When nothing belongs to me, as we discussed, nothing belongs to me, what will I be attached to? Nothing belongs to me, body is not mine, mind is not mine, nothing is mine. So what will I get attached to? You can only be attached to something which you regard as yours. When the body, mind and this entire world belongs to Lord, to the God, what can I be then attached to? This is the question. It is His grace, God's grace, that He has allowed you to enjoy His divine play. And He has given you a role in His play which He has transcribed. It is scripted by Him, and that play which is scripted by Him, you have been given a role. What more do you want? Paramatma has given you a role in His script. We should be thankful to Paramatma for selecting us to give that role. So whatever role we are following in our day-to-day life, like I said, husband, father, friend, whatever, we assume that it is given to me by Paramatma. So enjoy this role given to you by Paramatma and enjoy this transcendental play being played by Paramatma for the entire humanity. Okay, we go to next sloka now. Sayajna praja svatva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishadvam eshavo stvishtakam adhup. This is the 10th sloka. 10th and 11th are slightly interrelated, so we'll take both the slokas. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramavapsyato. Paramatma says Sahayajna. That means explaining the prescribed duties, making the bylaws of how to live the life. Praja means human beings. Sruštva means to create, creating. Pura means in the past, in the beginning of this world. Vacha is to say Prajapati means Brahmadev, who created this universe. Prasavishadvam, make all more and more prosperous. Let everybody prosper. So this sloka says, 10th sloka particularly says, in the beginning, while creating this universe, Prajapati Brahmadevji he explained the kartavya karma, that means the prescribed duties, that is yajna, what we call just now, to all the living beings, mainly to the human beings, of course, and said to them that by performing their duties, that means by performing yajna, you help all prospering more and more. So let this yajna, that means performance of your prescribed duty, bestow upon you everything that you desire. And in the next shloka, Paramatma said, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuha parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramopsita. By performing yajna, that means your prescribed duty towards the demigods, Devan, you assist elevation, prosperity of those demigods, and then those demigods in reciprocation will help you in your prosperity. And by such mutual cooperation, parasparam bhavayanta is mutual cooperation between demigods and human beings, prosperity will be achieved by all. Wonderful shloka this. Prosperity can come through mutual cooperation only. So man alone is qualified to perform new creative actions, while the 84 lakh unis, life of demigods, the life of those residing in the hell, Narak, are the lives to pay for or to reap the fruits of their past karmas. Only human beings are qualified to perform new creative actions. Brahmadeva, while creating this universe, has made clear. What he has made clear? The bylaws drafted for gods and human beings. What are the prescribed duties of human beings? What are the prescribed duties of the demigods? Human beings are to perform their duties toward gods, and the gods have to perform their duties towards the human beings. Parasparam bhavayanta. Human life is only for attaining salvation and moksha. For salvation, no new work needs to be done, but whatever work the man does, if he does it for welfare of others, not for welfare of self, but for welfare of others, by relinquishing the selfishness, by relinquishing the egoism, by relinquishing the desire for karma phala, that means fruits of the karma, then it will lead him on the path of salvation. That is what Paramatma says. As Brahmadev has told gods and men to do good to each other in a selfless spirit through performance of their prescribed duties, similarly, it should be interpreted from this shloka that people of all four varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that means the entire population, should do good to each other. If they discharge their duties for welfare of others, they will be also on the path of salvation. Brahmadeva created this universe in the manner that there is nothing, nothing is nothing. No object, no action is there for one's own self. Everything is there for the others. This is the lesson of life Brahmadeva has given to us when he created the universe. That no object and no action in this world is for you as a self. It is for the others. This we'll discuss in the forthcoming shlokas again. Imagine this universe as a housing society. We live in housing societies. So this universe is a housing society which has given you a place to live. Brahmadeva is the chairman of the society. He has given you a place to live in his universe, in his society. He has made some bylaws of the society, as we normally make bylaws. Brahmadeva has made the bylaws of this universe as a housing society. Follow the society bylaws and enjoy your stay in this society of Paramatma, universe. This is the meaning of these two shlokas in short. I think we should stop here. We'll take the remaining shlokas in the next sessions. Jai Shri Krishna to all. Thanks for listening. Now the forum is open for you all to raise your questions. We'll try our best to give the replies. Thank you so much again. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Vikas Bhaiya.
Thank you.
You have increased. Just a minute. You have increased knowledge of sadhaks with your energetic interpretation. After this knowledge enhancing explanation, some curiosities and doubts are also natural in our mind. So now it is time to ask the question. If you have any doubts, please raise your hand and keep your camera on, please.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna to all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This can be a mutual discussion, not a question answer per se. This can be a mutual discussion. You say something, I say something. That is the way to develop both of us. Parasparam bhavayanta. We just learned the shloka. Parasparam bhavayanta. So we should have that parasparam bhavayanta between you and us. So feel free to ask questions.
सौम्या दीदी आप क्वेश्चन पूछिए, संभव हो तो कैमरा ऑन कर लीजिए प्लीज.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Jai Shri
Yeah, my
Krishna.
question is from 15th chapter. In 15th chapter, a tree is described that is upside down, means the roots are upward and the leaves, means the Vedas are downwards. So why Shri Krishna has described this type of tree? Why can't he describe a upright tree?
Okay, we discussed another adhyaya just now, but okay. Urdhva moolamada shakham ashwatham prahuravayam. This is the shloka you are referring to.
Yes,
You see, Paramatma's place is Urdhva, is up, right? And what is the most important part of a tree?
roots.
Its roots. That's why the roots are up. It may sound strange, but Paramatma's place is up, Urdhva. So in this Ashwatha Vriksha, Paramatma is up. That means the roots are up, the branches are down. And the Vedas are its leaves. So that is a sort of rupak, an imagination. There is no tree with its roots in the sky and the branches on the earth. All the roots are always in the earth only, not in the sky. It's only a way of explanation that the roots are in the sky. That means the Paramatma is in the sky. Paramatma is up. His position is up. We Manushya people are in between. And the yonis which are below Manushya yoni, they are even below us. So this is only a way of explanation. Urdhvamulamada shakam ashwatham prahuravya. We have to understand it only that way and leave it at that. Don't imagine a tree having its roots in the sky. Okay, you will never find one.
Yes. Okay, Bhaiya. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you.
Girja Rana Didi, please ask your question and please start your mic, please. Unmute yourself, please. Ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, I want to put a question that when we do everything good to everyone, but why should we get a bad behavior from them? This is the main question of mine. We do everything to good everyone, but instead of getting good from that side, we always get rude behavior. What is that?
Okay, very, very important question. The thing is, we have the balance sheet of our karmas of this life. And we are talking in respect of karmas that we do in this life. I have done good to others and they have not done good with me. So this is the balance sheet of this life. Paramatma is holding our balance sheet for last several lives. In 4th Adhyaya, Paramatma says, Bhakmudine vetitani janmani tava charjuna tanyam ved sarvani natvam vetta parantapa. Arjuna, you and me have lived many lives earlier also. I remember every one of my lives. You don't remember any of your lives.
Yes.
So Paramatma knows all the lives that we have lived so far. So whatever reactions or response you are getting in this life may not pertain only to the karmas that you have done in this life. It may pertain to the karmas that you have done in your previous lives. So we should leave it to Paramatma and not challenge his decision that why you have done like this. He has the full record of our karmas of last several lives. Maybe last lives we have done some wrong with something. That's why we have taken birth again to get repayment of our past karmas. He has the balance sheet of our karmas. So
But
one challenge Paramatma. Yeah.
But one thing is there, what about that people, they haven't got the balance sheet. They are also doing so much wrong. So what about that?
Yeah, about that is that they will pay in their next life. Everybody has to pay for his karma. Nobody can escape. Nobody can escape. Somebody pays now, somebody pays next year, somebody pays after 10 years, somebody pays in the next life. Nothing goes unpunished. Nothing goes unrewarded. That is the Siddhanta of karma. Karma Siddhanta is that only. Every small bit of karma, whether you do through talking, through action, through mind, or through body, everything is registered in your balance sheet, and everybody is made to pay for its karma either now. There are three types of things, Kriyaman, Prarabdha, and Sanchit. We discussed this some time back. So Kriyaman are the karmas which you have to pay the karma phala instantly. You do the karma and you have to pay whatever has happened. Sanchit is the repository, the deposit of karmas that you have done in this life or in the past life, where it gets deposited. And Prarabdha is the withdrawal of those karmas one by one from Sanchit, from that repository, where all your karmas of previous lives and this life are also deposited. Any karma can prop up any time, which will make you to pay at any moment, which the God will decide what is the moment at which this karma gets propped up and you have to pay for that karma. It cannot happen immediately. We see a lot of bad people around us who are prospering.
Yes.
I agree with you. Many bad people are wealthy. You see their families well settled. And we do so much of adhyatma
that
and
is
we
not.
feel, why am I not getting it? So this happens, everybody is taken care of by Paramatma. We should have strong faith, Shraddha in Paramatma, that whatever he is doing for the good of me. Whatever bad things I might have done in this life or past life, I am made to repay that. And it is better that my side, my balance sheet is getting cleaned up. So that after a few years or in the next life, my balance sheet will be clean and I can lead a better life in the next life or after a decade or so. So every punishment, it's not a punishment, but whatever thing you feel that it has been done as injustice to you, that injustice, whatever is done to you, is not injustice per se. It is settlement of our previous record. That is the way we have to look at it. Settlement of previous record.
Okay.
Another
Jai
question?
Shri Krishna. Jai Shri. No, thank you. Jai Shri.
Thank you.
Guna Sekran Bhaiya.
Yes, sir. Namaste, Ji.
Namaste.
First, I wish to thank you very much for the excellent explanation. I could follow all the slogos except 9 and 10. I got some doubts. Yajnata karmano anyatra logoyam karma bandhana. That one. And similarly, 10th sloga, second line. Anena prasavisyatam. Yes, that one I could not follow.
Okay. As we discussed, yajna means your prescribed duty, your kartavya karma. So whatever you do as your prescribed duty, that does not put a bondage on you. It does not get entered into your balance sheet. You are free from bondage of that karma. But anyatra, the karma that you do other than your prescribed duty, suppose you do some karma for self-development with some selfish intent, that is not your yajna karma, that is not your prescribed duty. Your prescribed duty is for others, not for yourself. But if you employ all your resources, your position in the society, your power in the society for self-development or for self-benefit, then that is not yajna karma, that is anyatra karma, that is different karma. And that kind of karma will put a bondage on you. That is yajnarthat karmananyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachar. That's why you should do karma free of attachment and do karma as a yajna karma prescribed duty for the welfare of others, not for welfare of self. And what other question you had?
That is Anena, that's 10th sloka.
Devan bhavaita nena te deva bhavayantuvaha Parasparam bhavayanta Shreya
No,
Paramapsuta.
10th sloka.
10th sloka. Okay. 10th
Sahayajna
sloka.
praja sushta
Sahayajna praja.
provata
See,
prajapati.
you see, that sloka is simple. It only says that Brahmadeva, when he created this universe, he drafted few basic rules and regulations as to how the people, the members of this universe, have to act. As I said, when we form a housing society, we write down the bylaws of the society, giving the details of the rights and the requirements and the obligations and responsibilities of each and every member of our housing society. That document we call as our bylaw. Similar bylaw Brahmadeva created for the members of this universe, that is called their prescribed duties. So Yajna Praja Srashta Provacha Prajapati, and then following each one follows their prescribed duty for prosperity of all others. You do good for me, I do good for you, in mutual Parasparam Bhavayanta. That is the next sloka, Parasparam Bhavayanta. So that's why these two slokas, 10 and 11, are read together because they're interrelated. You do the karma for my welfare, I do the karma for your welfare. That is Parasparam Bhavayanta. And that is the expectation of Brahmadeva when he created this universe. That all of us should work in mutual interest. Yeah.
At last, both respect Kamaduk.
Kamaduk is like Kamadhenu. If you do karma, then you get a Kamadhenu. That means every wish that you have gets fulfilled when you do karma for others. Kamaduk is Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu, you know the Kamadhenu cow that came out of that Samudra Manthan. So it is that Kamadhenu which fulfills all your kamanas, which fulfills all your requirements.
Okay. Thank you.
You perform your prescribed duty towards gods, God will perform their prescribed duty towards you like a Kamadhenu. They will fulfill all your requirements.
Namaskar, Dada.
Namaskar.
I have a question. According to Karma Yoga, Krishna says you just do your karma and don't desire for any result or expect any result.
Right.
But it is not possible for a simple human being. If I am a student, I do my studies with getting good marks or getting a position in the university or whatever, if I am preparing for any particular exam. And if I do not get that result, if I do not secure that position, then how should I overcome from that pain or that agony or that suffering? Bhagavadgītā.
Okay. You see, ultimately, everybody wants happiness in life.
Yes.
That is the reason we are doing karma.
Yes.
Everybody wants to reap benefits of karma that he does. But in the process, what happens generally is your attention to that karma phala gets so much so that your efforts in performing that karma start getting affected. So the only focus point for you should be to perform that karma to the fullest of your ability and capability, and leave everything in the hands of Paramatma. Whatever way he wants to give. As we discussed just now, the result of our karma is not in our hands. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phale heturur mate sangotso karmani. Because we are looking at one karma and result, one karma and result. Paramatma doesn't look at it that way. He has a record of all the karmas that we have done so far.
Yes, Paramatma perhaps has a better plan than us, might be.
Yeah. So that's why whatever he does is for our good. And that is the trust we should have in Paramatma. That whatever he is doing is for my good.
Okay.
If I don't get much money, it is maybe for my good, because if I get extra money, my mind may deviate from this path of Adhyatma. So he gives me only what is a requirement for me. Extra richness is also bad for Adhyatma. People find 100 ways to spend money. So whatever he does, we should have deep faith in his decision making and not challenge him. Because as I said, he has the record of all the karmas that we have done until now, till this moment in life, not only this life, but all previous lives as well. So which karma will pay us when, that is not in our hands. If you are doing something good now, definitely you will get some good benefit of this karma but the timing is not in our hand.
Yes.
That's the only thing. You may get the
Right.
benefit of this karma after 2 years, or maybe after 10 years, or maybe in the next life. Every karma account is definitely settled. But when it is settled, that is not in our hand. Kriyaman, Sanchit, and Prarabdha. These three things are there for each karma, but which box will open when, that we don't know. That is in the
Sanchit
hands
means
of.
our record of past lives.
Yeah,
Sanchit
Sanchit is the deposit of our all previous karmas are lying in the Sanchit.
means,
And that
Prarabdha.
from Sanchit, Prarabdha is the karmas will come one by one from our Sanchit, and that will create our Prarabdha. So when Prarabdha, so Prarabdha means, as you said, we do something good, but something bad happens as a result.
Yes,
That is
many
the
times it
Prarabdha.
happens. Yes.
That is the Prarabdha of our previous karmas, which have been drawn from the Sanchit.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Dada. Dhanyavad.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri. In the Gita, Krishna says last end of the sentence.
What is that?
The last
not-
says this Krishna for the Gita.
Sorry, I cannot get you. आप हिंदी में बोलिए ना. You can speak in Hindi if you want.
भगवान कृष्ण को लास्ट बताओगी अर्जुन को कौन सा श्लोक है?
आपका आवाज ब्रेक हो रहा है, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है मुझे. आपका सवाल सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है मुझे.
ठीक है.
You can put your question in the chat box.
Atul bhaiya, please ask your question.
Hello Vikas sir, Jai Shri Krishna. Like I would like to know more details on this Dashavatara, like ninth avatar of Vishnu, which is Buddha avatar.
Yeah.
So, like as per like Buddhism, right? Buddha is something like a title, it seems, and
Yes.
Buddhism and Hinduism are something like opposed. So all these years, I used to think like Buddha avatar is something like Siddharth Buddha. So can you just throw some light on this, sir?
Sorry, I am not very well qualified to speak on Dashavatara. I don't want to give any wrong impressions.
Okay.
So let us skip this question for this session. Maybe in next session we can take up this.
Sure, sir.
Dashavatara.
Sure,
Yeah.
sir. I'll come back.
I would request you to focus on the session that we had just now about the third adhyay, about Karma Yoga. Because if we start asking questions on Adhyatma, it's a very vast field. Very, very vast field. So if we restrict ourselves to Bhagavad-Gītā, then okay, then our discussions could be interesting.
Sunita ji.
हाँ,
Okay.
जय श्री कृष्ण दादा.
Yes,
मैं
Krishna.
पूछने वाली थी कि 16वें अध्याय का जो नाम है
हाँ,
दैवासुर
दैवासुर
संपत्ति
संपत्ति
विभाग योग,
हाँ,
हाँ, उसका क्या अर्थ है?
उसका अर्थ ऐसा है कि उस अध्याय में परमात्मा ने दैवी गुण और असुरी गुण, इन दोनों गुणों का वर्णन किया है. पहले 3 श्लोक जो है उसमें 26 दैवी गुणों का वर्णन है, और तीसरे श्लोक के बाद में जो श्लोक है उसमें आसुरी गुणों का वर्णन है. तो वो गुणों का वर्णन पढ़ने का मतलब ये है कि हम अपना स्वयं का आत्मनिरीक्षण करें, आत्म परीक्षण करें, और ये जानकारी लें कि मुझ में दैवी गुण है या असुरी गुण है.
अच्छा.
अभयम योग संशोधित योग व्यवस्थित नानंदमश्चेद्य स्वाध्यायस्तपवर्जवम अहिंसा सत्यम क्रोध त्याग शांति परिशलम दया भूतेषु लोलुप्तम मार्दवम हीरचावलम तेजः क्षमा धृति शौचम भद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति संपन्नम दैवीं जातस्य भारत. These 3 shlokas they prescribe 26 दैवी गुण, and after that the list of all asuri gunas start. तो आसुरी गुण के बारे में हमको ये मालूम होना चाहिए कि आसुरी गुण जो है वो मुझ में है या दैवी गुण है। ये आसुरी गुण है तो वो निकाल के मुझ में दैवी गुण कैसे आ सकते हैं, उसका आत्मनिरीक्षण करना, ये उस अध्याय का उद्देश्य है। दैवासुर, संपद, दैव और असुर, देव और असुर।
संपद यानी क्या? दैवासुर संपद।
संपद मतलब संपत्ति, दैवी संपत्ति मतलब दैवी गुण, आसुरी संपत्ति मतलब आसुरी गुण, संपत्ति मतलब गुण, दैवी गुण, दैवी संपत्ति।
धन्यवाद दादाजी।
धन्यवाद।
Vikas Bhaiya, one of participant who cannot speak in English or Hindi, he asked, what is the last slok of Geeta? Says Krishna explain.
Yatra Yogesh, that is a, see, it is not from Lord Krishna, it is from Sanjaya. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Bharto Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. This is the last sloka of Bhagavad Gita. But if you want to know the last sloka of Lord Krishna, then more interesting than that, whatever Lord Krishna has explained, Kachideda Chadan Partha, Tvaika Agrani Jitsa, Kachid Dindan Samoha, Pranashaste Dhananjaya. And after that explanation, Arjuna has finally accepted and said, Nashto Mohasmriti Labdha, Pat Prasadan Mayachyuta, Stitosmida Sandeha, Karishye Vachananta. This is the end of Bhagavad Gita at this slok, when Arjuna surrenders to Lord Krishna and says, yes, now I have understood everything that you have given me so far. Now I am ready to take the action based on
MV
Yes,
Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
तो तीसरे अध्याय में जो 9वां श्लोक जो है,
हाँ,
यज्ञार्थ कर्मणो यंत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचरा।
हाँ,
ये जो कर्म बंधन है जो बोल रहे हैं ना, श्लोक का पूरा
हमारा कर्तव्य कर्म छोड़ के हम जो दूसरे उल्टे सीधे कार्य करते हैं, वो उन उल्टे सीधे कार्यों का हमारे ऊपर बंध पड़ता है।
ओके, और कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचरा।
हाँ, कौन्तेय तो अर्जुन का है, कुंती पुत्र कौन्तेय। मुक्त संग मतलब आसक्ति मुक्त, फ्री ऑफ अटैचमेंट। मुक्त संग, संग इज अटैचमेंट, मुक्त इज फ्री, संग इज अटैचमेंट। सो अटैचमेंट फ्री, यू शुड योर कर्मा अटैचमेंट फ्री।
ओके ओके ओके। नहीं, अभी एक्चुअली मैं अभी L3 में हूँ, यही अध्याय चल रहा था हमको, इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ मैं। ओके, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री। Okay, how to control your mind is the question I am seeing on the chat box. Controlling the mind, Atma Sanyam Yoga. When you study Adhyay 6th, Yogeshwar is explaining to us the yoga of how to control your body and how to control your mind. So if you want to know how to control your mind, please read Adhyay 6th. Try to understand every shloka of Adhyay 6th. Paramatma will teach you how to enter into meditation, how to train your mind, how to drive out bad thoughts from your mind, how to focus your mind, how to concentrate your mind. All the techniques of meditation, Paramatma teaches us in Atma Sanyam Yoga. That is the 6th Adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, any more questions?
I think there is no more question, Bhaiya. Thank you once again, Vikas Bhaiya.
Thank you.
You have calmed the curiosity of devotees in very simple words with your broad knowledge. Now it is time for concluding prayer. For this, I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Goel Bhaiya. Rahul Goel Bhaiya professionally is a civil engineer, belong to Jodhpur, Rajasthan. He is with Geeta Parivar since April 2021. Bhaiya is serving in Geeta Parivar as a tech in Geeta classes and opening ceremony programs. Rahul Bhaiya, come forward and chant pray, please.
Thank you, Vikas Bhai and Shresh Bhai, for inviting me for prayer. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Jagat Priyam Prajapriyam धर्म संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्री कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। Thanks.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Rahul, for my melodious prayer. Lastly, I would like to thanks to all of you and our technical team and other volunteers who work behind the scenes to make this event a success. All devotees are requested to have leave after recitation of Hanuman Chalisa. Jai Shri Krishna. We will meet next session. Shubh Ratri. Good night.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाए तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सस वदन तुम्हारो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के देते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे दे राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरन तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे बासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म है भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप।